Welcome back to the JRV's YouTube channel, and today my face is in the corner. Why? Because we are doing a Wheel of Time Ultimate Characters tier list. Now these are all of the characters, not just the main ones, not just the ones, these are all of them. And I've already got the wiki here ready to go because I'm gonna forget some of these characters and what they do. This video is just kind of gonna be continuous. The bits where I'm doing a bit of research I'll probably cut out, but apart from that, you guys are getting very much off the cuff thoughts. You see, even there I stumbled, I ain't editing that out. So let's get started. So let's start with Algamar. So a few of these characters at the start I've already kind of done a little bit of reading on. He is the Lord of Faldara, one of the 5 great generals. In the end, he's one of the characters who gets fooled and is given bad tactics. And I'm going to put him in C tier. Now that we've done the first one, I'm going to explain how this is going to work. This is not a popularity contest. This is not based on how much I like them or dislike them. This is based on the characters themselves. How important were they to the story? How much they stick out to me? A bit of a spoiler, if I don't remember the character, they're probably not going to be higher than B tier. Which lead us on to Agenor, another character who I've done a bit of reading on, and I still don't remember who he is. So he's going into D tier. Now, Alana, she is very important to the plot, helps Perrin a lot in the Two Rivers. She's one of the Greens, and I quite liked her character, so I'm actually going to put her in B tier. And then we've got Olivia, who, this one is a tricky one for me because obviously she really only appears, well, from my memory, later on in the books. But Matt frees her, and she actually has quite a pivotal role when she helps Rand near the end prepare for the final battle. But she doesn't massively stick out to me. But because of the importance she has at the end, because I think she plays quite an important role, I'm going to put her in B tier. But she's one of the ones who could move down to C when we look at it at the end. Then we've got Aludra, so she builds the dragons, the cannons. Interesting character, again, really like her. So do you know what? I'm going to put her in C. It feels wrong to put her in the B tier. Personally, she has a good personality and stuff, but it's hard to push her into the B. But now we've got Ali Varin. Now she's one of the bad characters, turns out to be one of the head Argers. She plays this role. Obviously at the start you don't know who she is, and then when you find out who she is, she's playing like that 50-50 game, like what people see her as and then who she really is. And I quite like that. This, like, one of the things I really love about Wheel of Time is these type of characters who turn evil. I can't remember her backstory, and I'm not going to search her up because I don't think it's that important, but the duplicity, I love it. So she's going to go in B because she does play a massive part in being the head of the Black Arger. So she goes in B. And then we've got Andrew goes into B tier as well. Near the end, he's so important to uncover. He's so important to uncovering Mazrim Tame and the problems that he was stirring up amongst the Ashermen. So he's gonna go into B. And then we've got Arengar, who I'm gonna have to look at the cheat sheet for this, so I'll be back. Okay, so she's Barthamiel resurrected as a female. Not really memorable. I don't even think Barthamiel was really that memorable as well. So she's going in D tier. He's going in D tier as well. And then we've got Asmodine, one of the first Forsaken that we meet. He's the one that actually teaches Rand how to use the One Power. I quite liked his personality. I liked his relationship with Rand. He's not in loads of the books, but for the role he plays, I vibed with it. I vibed with him. He taught us a lot. He's really important, not only to Rand, but us as the readers as well. I'm going to put him in B. Another one who might move. Andro is solidly in B. Alana is as well. Alvarin is as well. But these two potentially could go down to C. Let's see how it goes. And then we've got Avendia. Double S character. bad ass woman. You cannot chat rubbish to her because she will punch you in the face. What a character. Honestly, like across the books, she's probably the person's point of view that I enjoyed most. When I saw her point of view, I was excited. We learned so much about the world through her, understanding the Aiel, understanding their customs. She's double S. I don't think I need to talk more. One of Rand's love interests. Yeah, double S. Then we've got Bashir. So this is Farley's father, one of the great generals. I quite liked him. I quite liked him as a character. Massively memorable. No. Important. To some extent, yes. Algamar's here because he's one of the 5 generals. And I liked Bashir more. So he's going to go here. He's quite like bottom B tier, but he probably won't move after that. And then we've got Belal. One of the Forsaken, turns up as one of the bad guys when Rand gets Kalendor. Moraine kills him with Balefire. Not massively. I'll be real, like it doesn't really do much. And I'll be real, he's going into D tier, and it's annoying that all of the D tier characters are the either the Forsakens or Dark Friends, but it's just happened like that. And then we've got Berylane. I quite liked her. Even though, obviously, for part of it, she's an antagonist because she's always trying to bed Perrin. But then you find out a little bit more of her character. She's the leader of her country. She's doing whatever she can for it to survive. Don't love her methods. But she is quite important. Sticks in the books for a very long time. So she's going in, not A tier. She's going in B tier between Bashir and the head of the Black Aja. And then we've got Bridget. This is tough because she's either A or S. And because some of the other characters haven't come up yet, the big characters, it's hard to know whether she will fall to A or she's going to be an S character. For now, I'm going to put her in S. But she could move. But great character. Really enjoyed when she was in it. She plays an amazing protector. Yeah, fantastic. Another badass woman. One of the things I love about this book series. Which leads us to Gareth Bryan, and I'm putting him in A. Some of his point of views were great. I loved the dynamic between him and Suain. I loved how honourable he is. Again, one of the great generals. Plays a massive role at the end. He's an A-tier character. Like, can't say anything more than that. Then we've got Cadsuane. I had to do a bit of research on her. Didn't really know who she was. When I read more about her, I was like, okay. But again, if a character doesn't stick out to me, it's hard for me to be like, oh, she's going to go on this tier with the B tier characters who, when I saw their names, I might not remember everything they've done, but I remember them. So she's going to go the top of S because she has her moments, but I didn't vibe with her that much. Then we've got Coladin. He's going in. He's a good character because he is the false dragon. Actually, let me double check this because I might be wrong. It's me, right? So he is the false Kara Khan. Let me lift him to see. He's gonna go up to B. And the reason why is because I really didn't like him. Couldn't stand him. Every time he popped up, I was thinking, please just kill this dude. Like, he really drives the wedge amongst Rand and the Aiel people. And the Shido, I couldn't stand them. But then I actually have to sit there and think, okay, if I disliked a character that much, who's meant to be a villain, he served his purpose. So he's going to have to go into B tier. He's going to have to, even though he causes a lot of wedge. But he's part of the reason why the books are so good as what they are. So, yeah. Then we've got Kai Dane. So this is Lanfear's reincarnation. I've looked it up a little bit prior to the video. She doesn't do loads, so she's going to go into C. I'm just going to move on. Then we've got Demandred, who is one of the He's one of the Forsaken. I was about to say chosen, or it depends on what side you're looking at it from. And he's in all of the books. He's somewhat of a threat. He's not the one that I was the most afraid of. You know, when we're talking about the Forsaken, I think there's 3 of them who really stand out to me. Damon Dread doesn't stand out massively. So I'm going to put him at the bottom of B, potential to move into C tier. And then we've got D. Flynn. I actually have no idea who this is. So let's look on the wiki. I remember Flynn now. Flynn is the one who figures out how to reverse stilling. And he's a really good healer. He's going to have to go into B. Because, hey, there was one point in this book series when I thought stilling was worse than death. And the fact that my man comes in, he does that, he steps up, B tier. Don't remember him massively for his character or anything apart from that, so he's going to go into B tier. Then we've got Domon. Again, I'm going to have to research this character. Yeah, so he's a smuggler. And him and his wife kind of go together. So that's Domon and that's Egwene. And again, I'm so bad with these names. Let me look. I'm going to put them together. Oh, she was a Cian Chan captain. I quite liked her character. But again, both of them don't massively stand out to me. Don't massively remember them. Important characters. So they're going to go into C tier. Then we've got Egwene. Double S. And we're going to spend some time talking about Egwene. Because one of my favorite characters. No word of a lie. At the start of it, I couldn't stand her. Couldn't stand her attitude. Couldn't stand the way she was behaving. But when she gets turned into a Damane, and when she puts herself back into the tower to suffer all the torture, she still thinks that she is mother. She still thinks she's the Amelin Seat. And the way she carries herself. And in the end, her death, she would have been low on the list of characters who I thought would have died. Brilliant character, brilliant arc. When we're talking about the character development, and Egwene's going to go above Avendiha. I know Avendiha goes through a lot of character development, but not to the extent Egwene does. Who Egwene is at the start of the books to the end, mwah. This is why I had to wax some lyrical about her. And then we've got Eladia. Oh my gosh, I could not stand this woman. And because of the extent in which I couldn't stand her, she has to go into A tier. She has to. Because, do you know how hard it is for me to be able to hate a character and be like, I don't like this character, but they're not me to respect the fact that I hate them. I just hate them because I hate them. That's a good character. That's a good villain. And in the end, she gets turned into a Damane, which is a fate I wouldn't wish on anybody, even her. So yeah, she's an A tier. People might argue about that. And then we've got Elaine. Elaine's gonna go into S, not double S. Just because, and the people will say, oh, you're saving double S just for the original characters. No. Because I just think with Elaine, she was a really good character. I really loved her development, loved her arc. But I just didn't connect with her to the same level I did Egwene, Avendiha, and the other characters who are going to go on top of that list. I really liked her point. She's S for a reason. S isn't disrespect. I really liked her character. I really liked her arc. So yeah, she's S. And it's okay that she's an S tier character. And then we've got Elias, who appears and disappears in parts of the book. If he was in more of the books, I would be more tempted to put him into A tier, but he's gonna go into B, probably below Andral. Yeah, it doesn't appear enough in the books. I thought he would turn out to be a dark friend. He wasn't. He does loads in the books, important moments, so he goes into B. And then we've got Farley. Love the character, A. Bro, the way she was moving, I loved it. She would put Perrin in his place. She was the one who turned Perrin into the man he became, into the lord that he became. She was a really, really good character. Really liked her. Yeah, A. And then we got Galad. Oh, gosh. Couldn't stand him. And the complete opposite reason why I couldn't stand the lady. This guy was so noble, it just made me, it did my head in. Like, he just could never see the other side of things. And it was so frustrating. And, Galad, I will be real. He's going B tier. He's going B tier. There's a lot of characters in B tier, but that's okay because the middle needs to be, the middle needs to stand out. All right, cool. So we're starting to get lower down. So next we've got Goal. So one of the Aiel, let me do a bit of research. Goal is an MVP. He's the one who fights with Perrin. He's the one who sticks by Rand, gives him a lot of guidance. Probably one of my favorite Aiel men. Yeah, put him in A, man. Yeah, he's going into A. I know I said if I don't remember a character instantly, it's going to be hard for them to be above B. But Gaul, I just didn't remember him just because of names. But as soon as I remembered him, I remembered the moments, A tier. Then we've got Gwaine. So we've got Elaine's brother. I felt like he was a bit of an air character. He was only good because he was attached to other people. He wasn't good in his own right. He didn't really have much to him, so he's going into C. I don't have much to say about him. Then we've got Grandel, and she is terrifying. The compulsion that she puts onto characters, she's gonna go at the bottom of B tier, but she's not one of those who are considered dropping to C. So she will stay there. And then we've got Hassalam. Don't remember her. Research. Oh, Hassalam is Grendel in a different form. Again, I'll just put her next to Grandel. Let's not waste the time. Then we've got Hurin. So one of the characters we meet from Faldal. He helps recover the horn. That's not massively important. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna put him in D. And then we've got Ingtar. Don't remember him, more research. So he helps Rand recover the horn, doesn't play a massive role, so he's going into D. Ishamio. Okay. People might disagree with me on this one. S-tier character. When it comes to the Dark Friends, when it comes to the Forsaken, when it comes to the antithesis of Rand, Ishamil is it. I'm being dead serious. Now, let me put him up because he's close to going to double S. Because he plays such an important role in the story. That relationship between him and Lewis Therin, he was the one that I was really worried about. He was the one who I thought, if this is a bad ending in terms of, the dark side wins, it's going to be a Shamil. And yes, he's Esther. And then next, we've got Itorul Day. He's one of the great captains, not massively memorable. He's going to go into C, serves some importance, but doesn't really stick out. And then we've got Joe Grady, one of the Usherman. Let me go do some research, remember some of his feats. I think he's going to go into the C because his character doesn't really stand out. He plays an important role, but doesn't really stand out to me, so he's going into C. And then we've got Cara D. Don't really remember him, so let's do some searching. The Dark Fence, Cien Chan vibes. I'm gonna put him in D. Don't really remember him. Lanfear, double S. Double S. Double S. Double S. Double S character. Again, I've told you guys, the reason why I love Wheel of Time is the contrast, good and evil, all of this, blah, 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 blah. But Lanfear, the woman that she is, terrifying. But at the same time, helps. But you can't trust her. But you can. But is brilliant. But she's not. But you love her. But you hate her. Throughout the books, she's a terrific character, well written. When you find out more about her backstory, you kind of feel a bit sorry for her. Horrible person. Don't get me wrong. Horrible person. Great character. And then we've got Lan. Double S. The general. I know he's not one of the great generals, but the general himself. Look me in my eyes when I talk to you about Lan. Look me in my eyes. Lan did not play about. Lan was a serious character. He would pop up at moments. The way he guided Rand to become the man that he is. The way that he was loyal to the soil, to Moraine. And then the way he loved Nynaeve. Lan, the man that you are, man. If I could be half the man that Lan was. He's emotionally unavailable, so that's why it's half. But apart from the emotional unavailable stuff, what a character, man. He was, wow, brilliant. And then we've got Sharif, another character I don't really remember. Cheat sheet. She doesn't even pop up on my cheat sheet. I don't really remember her. Let's go onto the wiki. She's gonna go into D. I don't know who she is. You guys told me who that is. This is when I find out she's like a super important character that I've forgotten, but I don't remember her. And then we got Lewis Therin. This is hard because Lewis Therin isn't Rand. For importance, he's minimum A. And I'm not gonna push him above that because obviously this is the past reincarnation of Rand. Oh no, actually he has to go S. Actually, no. As I think about it, he has to go S. Because the epilogue, oh my gosh, the epilogue of the book. The epilogue. The prologue, jeez. The prologue at the start, yeah. When Lewis Therin kills his family and you're thrown into the danger that men can channel are, and it just haunts the whole book. And he's really important to the story, to the history, all of that stuff. He has to be S tier. I'm gonna put him below all of the other characters, but he's an S tier character because a lot of what happens in the book is because of him as a character, so he's going there. Then we've got Leandrin, who I can't remember. Yeah, one of the dark friends. Whoa, again. See, this is what I'm talking about with names. Because I've just remembered who this woman is. Bloody hell, she has to go onto the top of A. You think I hate Eladia? I hate her more. I hate her more. When she betrays the guys, yeah, she sells them off to the Xianqian. Your hate for her grows more and more because the pain Egwene went through. I couldn't wait for that woman to be flogged. I need to take a moment. I couldn't stand her. Yeah, she's an A-tier character. Then we've got Logain. Again, another character who plays a really important role. I quite liked his character. He's gonna go to the bottom of A-tier. Quite liked his character. He played quite a kind of anti-hero vibe. Really helpful with the Asherman nearer the end, especially when he meets like Suain and the rest of the women who got separated from the tower. A-tier character. Then we've got Loao. A, not S, double S tier. Yeah, double S tier. I'm even trying to think of the words. He was just a brilliant character. Like, he just brought a different flavor. Obviously, he's a different creature. He's going to be one of the few non-human characters that's going to appear on here. But he was so good. Every time he appeared, he just put a smile on my face. And learning more about his people, and like obviously we see him and he's quite stoic, he's quite slow. But what I loved was then finding out amongst these people he's seen as rash and he's really young, even though we've seen him as wise. He was a fantastic character. He's double S for me. Then we've got Matt. Matthew is top 2 favorite characters across the whole series. I'm calling him Matthew. He's not even Matthew, but I'm calling him Matthew. I don't care. I know I'm wrong, but chill out. But man, he was such a good character. He was so good. He's the one character amongst the what I'm gonna say are the original heroes who throughout the books I generally thought this guy could go evil. This could go bad. Bad. However, he holds strong. His storyline with the fox people, the snake people, his wife ends up being one of the Cien Chan. I love the way that he just stood up against the Aes Sedai. He never liked them until the end. Didn't really mess with them. It was quite funny when that queen had him locked up. I can't remember her name or the city's name, and she'll probably pop up. But I really loved everything he went through. He's one of the characters who you go to the end of the book who you're like, wow, what a character. Yeah, double S, top 2 characters. You probably know who number 1 is, but Matt, just for clarification, is my second favorite character. Then we've got Mazrim Taim. He's going into the midway through A tier. Now, the reason why he goes through midway through A tier is because the dread you feel when you start to figure out this guy's a dark friend, I don't think that feeling can be replicated. My stomach sunk. I don't remember what book it was. I don't remember what point it was. But whenever point we found out that Mazrim Taim was a dark friend, and you think about all of the implications, it's mad. Because when you think about Mazrim Taim, when he appears and he comes to Rand and he's fully sane, there's this question that is niggling you at the back of your head. How is this man still sane? And it took me embarrassingly long to figure out, oh, it's because he's a dark friend. When you figure out that, oh, men who choose to give themselves over to, what's his name? The Dark Father? Oh my gosh, I've forgotten the main evil guy's name. I'm going to call him the Dark Father. Jeez, I'm so sorry, guys. We Live Time Flans are going to flog me. But like, yeah, he was brilliant, and like just so much dread from his character. So he's going to go into A tier. And then we've got Masana, the first character in a while who I can't really remember. So let's actually go and look. Oh, she's one of the Dark Fiends. Doesn't really play. I don't really massively remember her, even when I'm looking at my cheat sheet. Let me look on the wiki. I'll put her in C because she's one of the Forsaken. I don't massively remember her, to be honest, as bad as that sounds. I'll put her, kind of got to put her right up. She's one of the Forsaken. No, I'll put her there. Yeah, she can stick there. Min, S tier. Now, I know people are going to be like, oh, she should be double S. She was integral to the character and all of this stuff. I really rock with her like some of the double S tier characters. Liked her POV. She definitely had character, definitely stuck out, definitely one of the characters that I remember. Her power was interesting. But when I think about, we're looking at these S tier characters, she's definitely above the A tier characters. So when I say I didn't rock with her like that, I'm not saying she's, I didn't at all. But I'm just talking about in conjunction with like the characters, she's in the realm with. She's at the end of it. She plays a really important role. I personally liked her, but for the S tier character, she doesn't stand out like that. So she's going to be probably at the bottom at the end of this. And then we've got Mogadane. She's going second onto S tier. Because again, dread and fear go a long way when we're talking about characters. You tell me, yeah, there's probably only a couple more characters that you're more afraid of than Mogadane. And even the fact, when we add to it, bro, does she got double S? Because when you add to the fact that she gets her comeuppance and you get to watch her suffer and grovel. Nah, she's not above Ashami or... Okay, she's gonna stay in S. I'm getting ahead of myself, but like I was really scared. The way she would just pop up out of nowhere, like you actually didn't know when she was gonna come and do a madness. So she's gonna be in S tier. And then we've got Moiraine. Moiraine is going to go... It's definitely in the S tier range. She's going to be at the bottom of double S. One of the most important characters from the start of the books. She disappears for a little bit, sacrifices herself. She makes an amazing sacrifice. I felt her thing with Tom was like so out of nowhere. I don't know if I was the only one. But for the importance she has, like, if we're talking from books 1 to whenever she dies, I can't remember what book. Again, I told you guys, I'm going to do the video about the books and I'll remember more. But when we're talking about, I call the importance of, at the start, she would probably be top 5. Top 5. Yeah. But because she disappears, and especially at the start, I really didn't like her. I didn't like the I Said I at the start. Yes, I was team men. I was with the guys. They didn't trust them. But then obviously then that trust and that hatred you kind of have for her flips into respect and adulation, and actually you trust her. You really, really trust her character. So she's going to be at the bottom of double S. And again, I know that sounds like, oh my gosh, but she's double S character, brilliant character. Yeah, she's double S. And then we've got Morgaze. Morgaze is, sorry, that was just a placeholder. She's not going into B. She might be. Morgaze is going at the top of it, B. Reason being, didn't love her POV. She was one of those characters who POV would pop up and I wasn't super interested. Her herself as a character was definitely interested as this fallen queen. And this picture, damn, this picture is cool. When I was picturing her, well, I don't really see clear pictures, but when I was, in my head describing her, I wouldn't have seen her like that, but that's a pretty cool picture. I just didn't love her POV, but she had a cool character, really stuck out. Obviously Elaine's mother was important at the end, so she's the top. It's I'm gonna put her at the bottom of A, because to put her on the same level of some of these characters who aren't super important is kind of disrespectful. So she's gonna go at the bottom of A. And then we've got Moradin, who is Moradin again? Is somebody returned? Who is Moradin? Hold on. Let's check the sheets. And I'm just going to put him next to Shamil. Do you know what? I know earlier I put Sedaine down there, but I'm going to put Sedaine next to Lanfear because I feel like they should be one character. I know it's a resurrected characters. Technically, they're different powers, all of that stuff. But I'm going to put those characters next to each other because it seems a bit unfair to because a lot of the feats kind of come in together. So I'm just going to put him in with Shamil. Then we've got Narishma. Who? I said Narishma. Narishma. One of the Ashermen who's really trusted by Rand. Don't massively remember him, but he's the one who retrieves Kalendor. Because if it's important, so I'm gonna put him in the top of C with Grady. They're gonna go side by side. And then we've got Niall. Oh my gosh. Let me go to them bloody white clothes. I couldn't stand them. Niall, which one's Niall? Because hold on, let me double check. Okay, Niall was one of the leaders. I can't remember. My cheat sheet doesn't say if he was a dark friend or not. So let me just double check that. No, Niall wasn't a dark friend. Not massively memorable. I'm gonna put him in. I'm gonna put him at the top of D. No feats. Don't really remember him. That's when you're going. Then we've got Noel. I think he's one of the peddlers. Turns out to be Jane Farstrider. I'll be real. He's going in C. Not massively stand out. Then we've got Nynaeve. The girl with the attitude who got humbled. And then when she becomes humbled, I really liked her. Again, in terms of character development, she is up there. Again, one of those characters who at the start you're like, I can't stand you, and then you grow to respect them, and then they go through something where you feel sympathy, and then in the end you're like, I love this character. So double S. Is there more to say about her? Nah, not really. Then we've got Then we've got Oliver. Ooh, now this is the kid who blows the horn at the end, and he sticks with Matt throughout, and he's so interesting because he's with the band. I can't remember. My head is telling me Red Hand Gang, but that's Horrid Henry. But he's in he's in the band. Really interesting character. Does like a really good job like balancing out Matt. I'm gonna put him at the top of B tier, above Andrew actually. Really likes his character. He could go into A tier. No, I'm gonna stick him on B tier. And then we've got Osangar. He's the same as Aguinaldo, so they're going next to each other. Then we've got Padding Fane. Oh, this is gonna be hard. This is a hard one to rank because Padding Fane is in the S. He's in the S realm. He's gonna go top of A tier. Reason being, I'm looking at all the characters in S tier and how crucial they are to the story and all of that. And Padding Fane is really important. I think he's one of the characters he deserved a lot more screen time. I would have loved to see more scenes with him. But he's only going to go into A tier for now. Top of A tier. Really liked his character. Loved the way he... Yeah, like, it's weird because he's a dark, evil character. He has this weird relationship with Rand. But then he also isn't with the dark side, and the fact that he was the peddler, and then at the end he's I really liked him. A tier. I'm just waffling now. Then we've got Perrin. Perrin is below. Oh no. Oh, Egwene and Perrin are like this. So the fact that Perrin is so when you watch the rest of this here, side by side, love Perrin. Lord of the Two Rivers, Perrin Golden Eyes. He again a noble character. In some ways you can see Perrin is quite bland, but then, and I think up until when Farley appears, I would say he's quite bland. But when he goes to the Two Rivers, when he falls for Farley, you really see his character grow. You really see his layers, and at the end, obviously, he's crucial to that final battle and helping Rand in the end. So Perrin and Egwene equal footing, double S, obviously. Then we've got Pavara. No idea who that is. So let me check the sheets. She's the one who gets the bond with Androl. Massively doesn't stick out. Can't really remember her. Has some feats because she helps Andrew. Gonna put her at the bottom of B. It's just the way things go. Then we've got Ravin. Oh, a crucial dark friend. So he's definitely in B. I'm not gonna push him up into A, but he's quite high in B. I'm gonna put him here. That above Andrew. Again, one of those dark friends. He's menacing throughout the books. He's the one who controls Morghese. Oh no, actually he's going into A. I just remembered he's the one who controls Morghese. Gets control of Camelin, and he's the one who you really start to see the political savviness of the Forsaken. This isn't your average book, Wheel of Time. And if you've got so far into the book, you've probably watched it. But with Wheel of Time, the most important thing is that these dark friends, they don't play by the same rules that everyone plays by. They're their own people. And I absolutely love that. So Ravin is A. Then we've got Rand. Number 1. This is who you was waiting for. This is the GOAT. This is the greatest of all time. This is one of my favorite characters throughout all of fantasy. This is the guy who goes through so much character development. Did I love him at every point? Did I love every decision he made? No. But did I rock with him? Would I have died for my boy? Yes. Rand is so well written. Rand is the best iteration of the Chosen One genre. He's the best version of it. Someone who's the chosen one, but he has to go through the journey. He makes huge mistakes. People die because of the mistakes he makes, and it really shows you the scope of being the chosen one. Being the chosen one isn't for everyone. Being the chosen one doesn't mean handy dandy good life. The decisions that Rand has to make, and evil path he walks down, is bad. Someone's gonna die. I'm probably gonna make a video just about Rand and the concept of the chosen one and my favorite chosen ones across media and fiction, because he's the best depiction of it. So let's move on because my space is running out. So let's crack on. Ruark. Ruark. Hey, he ain't sitting in B. He is an S tier character, loyal to the soil IO. I loved him. Every time he appeared, every time he spoke, I was like, yeah, this man, he knows what he's talking about. He's a goated character. I love the dynamic between him and his wife, that he's this massive character, not just in size, but just in how he is. But in the way, those wise ones, they put him in his place. So he's in the bottom of S tier, which is great. Samuel, he is going into the top of A tier, so he's replacing Padden Fane. Again, one of the characters who brings real dread, like proper dread, to the feeling of the chosen and the forsaken. He was just dangerous, like the way he would just appear out of nowhere. He goes a long way, so he's an A tier character. Samir Haj, I don't remember who that is, so let me check my notes. Oh, this is again one of the Forsaken. So she's the one who gets Rand to use the true power. I'm gonna put her in B. Does she stick out? No, not really. But she does play an important role. Is one of the Forsaken, which will boost you on these rankings. But yeah, she's gonna sit in B. And then we've got Savannah. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is another one I couldn't stand. The Shido wise woman who just wants power. Could not stand her. She wasn't in the books long enough to put her on the level of some of the... Nah, she's in there quite... I'm going to put her in A because I couldn't stand her. I hated her. And for some reason, I like that, so she goes into A. Then we've got Haran, who I have no idea who this is. Dark Fiends, who was quite dangerous throughout the books, plays quite an important role, so again I'll put him in B tier. Then we've got Swain, A tier character. Development is awesome. Who she ends up as at the end of the books, dealing with the Stilling, then being healed of the Stilling. Fantastic character, goes into A. I haven't got much to say from there. Then we've got Sora Lee, one of the wise women. S. Them wise women had me trembling, bro. I would have, if the wise woman said, and if you're reading this book, drop down and give me 20, I would have dropped down and given her 20. That woman was scary, bro. Like, very intimidating characters. And again, taught us a lot. Brilliant. S tier. Then we've got Slayer, who, interesting character, plays a part, is a huge part in why Perrins is who he is. So he's going to kind of go into that same realm as Samir Haj. Not really memorable. Actually, no, he's going to go into A, because the way he actually haunts Perrin is crazy, bro. So yeah, he's going to go into A. And then we've got Talon Vor to the Soil. I'm going to put him in lower B. I don't have much to say. Talmanis, so he's part of the band. One of the funnier characters. Has his moments. So he's going to go into B as well. Yeah, B's becoming really populated. But it's the middle. That's what's meant to happen. The middle's meant to be really populated. The Tam, I would say, is an A tier character. Quite near the bottom. Rand's dad plays an important role. He's the one who saves Rand. So if you're talking about the importance of what he does, but that doesn't really happen in the book. Yeah, he's a good character, which is why he's in A. Does he stand out to push himself beyond A into S into double S, no. And then we've got Tom. Tom is above Perrin and Egwene. And I know I said a lot about character development and the original 5 and their importance and, you know, X, Y, Z. But when a man makes you laugh as much as he does, and then you find out more about him and he's deeper than what you think. And for those of you who don't know, I don't see pictures when I read. But when I told you, I could see his moustache. Like, this picture of him right here is the clearest. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's what my fuzzy image saw. Like, he really stuck with me, Tom. And the more you find out about him, the layers, his relationship with Elaine and all of that. The only thing is that Moraine relationship reveal was a bit. However, Tom, really liked him. Really good character. Then we've got Tuan, who eventually gets married to Matt. She was very intimidated. If she was in more books, I'll probably put her in S tier, but she's gonna stick in A. And then we've got Tylin. Bro, this woman, what she did to Matt weren't right, bro. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. But yeah, I quite liked her personality. I'm gonna put her in A tier, and I'm gonna drop Tam and Slayer, because now I'm seeing A tier. I'm thinking it's a bit too overpopulated. Certain people got to drop. And then we've got Uno, who is one of the people from Faldar. Really important character. Comes back as one of the heroes. Quite liked him. But I'm gonna put him in C actually. Liked him, but like wasn't super important. Then we've got Verin, who is the GOAT. At the end, she's the one who exposes, and I liked her throughout the books. Like, I really liked, as one of the Aes Sedai, she's one of the ones who stuck out to me. I really liked her. Every time she appeared, she gave great wisdom, and they always kind of gave this fact of she's got a secret to her, but she was a dark friend. But in the end, she sacrificed herself for the story. And you know what? For that, Verin, and I know this is gonna break the scale a bit, she's going into S tier, bro, because she is the MVP, MIP, most valuable player, most important player. She's going into S tier just because of her act. So let's go through this again. S tier. C tier isn't really populated. A is more populated than I would like it to be. So if there was people who I was gonna drop to B, I'm gonna drop Morghese, and I'm gonna drop Tylin. And then in terms of double SS, I'm happy with everyone who's here. These are who I would say are my favorite characters. Would I drop anyone? No, this is staying as it is. So I'm happy with this tier list. So let's zoom out so people can have their final screenshot. They can flames me in the comments on Twitter. So that is my Wheel of Time tier list. This was a longer video, but I really enjoyed recording it, talking Wheel of Time. And if you want to see more Wheel of Time content, wait until my tier list of the books, which hopefully will be shorter. Thank you guys for watching.